It has been approximately 7 weeks since I have done any recording. There were a couple of things that happened that I needed to do after I made the claim that vertical solar panels outperform panels on a roof. Now, one of those things, and I'm going to show you this device, okay, that device is a device that measures lux and foot candles. It also does another type too. It does it via cell phone and software. I'm going to boot up my cell phone, okay, and we're going to boot up this thing that is called V sensor. Don't know if you can see it. I will put it in the footings. Okay, there it is, V sensor. I'll show you how it works. This device has a button on it. Oh, right there's the button. You can see the green light come on. Okay, the green light comes on. Now I can scan that and it will tell me how many lux and foot candles we have in here now. So now it's done scanning. I hit that. It boots that portion up. And let me move that over here. Maybe you can see it a little, excuse me, a little better now. We're going to do lux and foot candles. All right, let's zoom in. Okay. So it's inside. It's not an extremely bright day, and right now it's reading lux at 85 and foot candles at 7. So it's a little bit more than 10 to 1. Shut everything off. It's done. Okay, we're done. Shut this off. It's done. Again, it is this device, and it was available on Amazon. They're pretty reasonable, less than 20 bucks, I'm going to say. Okay, so to continue on, here's what I did for my peeps. We have a number of readings here. I'm trying to get focused in on them so you can see them. Let's see if we can focus. If not, I'll just read a few off to you. Alright. A little bit more out. Okay, I'm going to shut it off, turn it back on, see if it can refocus. Okay, I'll be right back. Now for example, I hope you can read this. We had to zoom in pretty good. At about 8 o'clock in the morning, I didn't get much of a reading. I got 125 lux or 11 foot candles. On the roof mounted panels, nothing. And I continue on here. I have 2 sets of 10 panels on a roof. So PV1 is 10 panels, PV2 is 10 panels. Over here is vertical mount, and I only have 1 set of 10. So we're going to go on a little bit, and we're going to explore this just a little bit more. A couple of hours later, I had 5,010 lux, 472 foot candles. All right, come on, let me steer you around here. Okay, and then we had 171 volts. Now that sounds like a lot, and that's really good, 171 volts. But if you aren't producing any amps and you're not producing any watts, you're not producing any power. So PV1, PV2 is pretty much the same thing. We go over here to the vertical mount. The vertical mounts will not put out any power if there is no sun behind it. Okay, the next line, 179, got a little more, 0 and 9 watts. Okay, pretty similar PV2, but now we have discussed the 140 watts. Now looky here, where the voltage is still good on PV1 and PV2, but what we have is a small amount of amps. Right here, small amount of amps. I think that was 519 and 548, 167, 165, 34, 32. It might be 573, 544. But look what happens over here on this side. The voltage goes to 140, 14 amps, 1960 watts. That's pretty impressive. Then just before I shut stuff down at 305, we had 166 volts, 3.3, 555, 163, 3.2, 533, 102, 11. 10 panels putting out 11 amps. 1122. 10 panels. Okay, we have similar results the next day. Alright, let's see if I can get that down there. You can pause and go over any of this you want. Any of it you want. Okay, but right here, vertical mount. 65 volts, 455, 75, 8 amps, 600, 100, 10 amps, 1000 watts, 140, 14, 1960 watts, 135, 13.5 volts, 1822 watts, 120 volts, 12 amps, 1440. And you're not going to see this in any of this other stuff. What I will tell you is the downfall from this side, vertical mounts, to these two are going through an inverter. This is just straight amps, DC watts and amps. By going through the inverter, they will charge the 48 volt battery. I don't have those readings. I could have written them down, but I thought that was unimportant. I'm trying to produce heat. I'm in Michigan. It gets cold up here. So I'm trying to produce heat. 12 volt or 48 volt batteries produce heat, but not for very long. We're going to talk more later about other things. I am very pleased with the vertical mounts. So I have right now PV1, PV2. They're uninspected. I got to tell you, they're doing what they're supposed to do. But I'm looking at vertical mount and or 70-degree mount. And you can look into that. You can choose to go on websites and look at angular mounts for your specific area. I'm at 45 degrees north, and it looks like maybe 70 degree is my optimal setting for panels throughout the year. And I'm going to do more research on this, believe me. So goodbye for now. It has been more than 6 weeks. There has been not much more than 20 hours of sunlight in that 6 weeks. For people that believe they're going to get batteries, charge the batteries, and use out of that, and keep their house running, you got to have a lot of frickin' batteries, and I don't think you can charge them in that 6 weeks of damn cloudy, almost no sun. Call me out on this if I'm wrong, but you need to have something else going, which would be a generator or backup to the grid. Again, bye for now. We'll talk.